It is Thursday and it is part 2 of the 10-minute journaling series. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments on part 1. I ummed and ahed about whether I would put the introduction in there, especially after I rewatched it and was like, oh my goodness, I sound crazy. But I decided that I am who I am. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I get very, very emotional sometimes, and sometimes I can't hide it. Sometimes I cannot fake it till I make it because I just can't. So I am working in my standard today, and I may have played around this morning while the camera was not running, because I was like, I don't want to be caught out this time with, you know, stressing about not getting enough done. And I was tidying up from all the mess from the last 3 days because there was stuff everywhere. There still is. There's still stuff everywhere, but it's a little bit less stuff. I've put books away and things like that, so I've got a little bit more control of the chaos. But I did add some watercolor down so that I didn't have to deal with the wet medium issue. Sounds of stationery. And I added a few bits that were just floating around on my desk. This was from a parcel. I'm not even quite sure, but I had ripped it off. And there's still like vintage tissue paper, like pattern paper that was stuck to it. And I just glued it down and added some bits of collage that were just floating around. As you do on my desk, you'll find many piles of paper on my desk, more than there should be. So I thought I'd just use that as a springboard. It's not cheating, is it? No, it's not. Let's be real. And I've got a few odds and ends. I have some old photographs. Like this is like when I used to live in my other house, and it kind of suits the feels. And again, I haven't been taking any photos. Nothing's changed since yesterday, really. I didn't take any photos yesterday. I haven't taken any photos today. I probably should take some photos. Maybe, we'll see. I just haven't done it. Had a bit of an eventful morning with my son. My kids are tag teaming me at the moment with issues, but he's okay, thankfully. And now he's off on his excursion. I thought I was going to have to go pick him up, but the teacher calmed him down enough to get him to stay at school. Yeah, good times, hey? Good times. Bullying is rife. And my little soft-hearted sweet boy wouldn't hurt a fly. And backstory, calls me sobbing his heart out this morning, completely rattled. Mum, I want to come home. I don't want to go to school today. Like, sobbing. And I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, I just had like a mini breakdown yesterday over Boo, and was just all up in all my feelings then. Today I'm a little bit more less emotional. That doesn't mean I'm not the same protective mama bear as I am with Boo. And I couldn't get any sense out of him. A teacher must have been walking by and she took the phone off him and said, hi, you know, I'm just going to I don't know what's happened. I've just walked by. I'm not sure the situation, but I'm going to take him to the office and I'm going to calm him down and figure out what's happened. I said, he's meant to be going on an excursion today for English. She said, oh, okay. I said, so if you could just tell me if I have to come pick him up, or just let me know. And so they never called me back, which I'm a bit pissed off about the fact that the school didn't ring me back to give me an update. I had to text my son and go, what happened? Are you okay? Do you need me to come get you? Blah, 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 blah. Apparently, one of his friends took a joke the wrong way that Elijah had made and decided that it was permission slip to start pushing him and thumping him, punching him. And my Elijah refused to swing back. And so he said he just took all the hits that this kid was giving him, and obviously he was in complete shock that his friend just went from, you know, just like a switch. And he, man, I'm not going any further. I'm not crying on today's video, but you know, this is is the universe trying to teach me something? Does the universe need to show me something? And like Katie said to me, it comes in 3, so I'm just waiting for the 3rd thing to happen, and then we can get on with everything. And I'm proud of my son for not hitting back, but I'm also so sad that he even had to go through it. He did go on this excursion. The other kid was not going on this excursion, so he felt okay in going. Otherwise I would have gone and picked him up straight away. So I'm gonna have to have a big debrief with him when he gets home, give him a lot of love, and figure out. I'm gonna ring the school and see what's happened, what sort of punishment has gone down for this other kid who thinks it's okay to use your fists to react to a joke. Anyway, that's enough backstory. Good times, hey? Good times. Being a parent can, like I have said so many times, can make you and break you in the same breath. I just need the universe to give me a break. just a miniature break, please. And for them to let my kids have a break. Anyway, it's Thursday. Found this floating around on my desk, so we're gonna put that on there somewhere. I've got some photographs. I've also got my little crochet, some little deer pictures, just odds and ends, paper. This was one of the bits of, what do you call it, those tip-ins that I have to the side of me when I'm like rubbing excess paint off. And I might add a little bit more cream to it. And then, do I have any cream paint? I've got like the blush color, but I'm pretty sure that is that color there. Got mushroom, but I don't think I want any mushroom. I wanted a cream. I'll have a look before I start. And yeah, so let's get started. I love how these are meant to be 30-minute videos because it's 3 days worth of 10 minutes and it ends up being like the last one was an hour 20. And I was like, it's going to be so much shorter. It's going to be great. It's going to be not as much editing. And then I'd babble on every flippin' day. How are you going? How are you, my loves? Are you journaling? Are you doing the challenge along with me? Could you do this challenge? Should I have a post in the Facebook group so you can show me what you've done in 10 minutes? That's right, I'm going to challenge you. I want you to watch the first part of my video and then I want you to pause it after this day, and I want you to set your clock for 10 minutes and show me what you have done in 10 minutes. So I am going to make a post in the video, post in the Facebook group on Saturday night, because obviously you aren't going to see this until Saturday, so it's pointless putting a post up now. No one will have a clue what I'm talking about, so that you can show me what you've done in 10 minutes. I want to see how pro you guys are, because I stress over this 10-minute stuff, and so that's why I semi-cheated by pre-pepping some pages. I'm going to drink the rest of my tea, make another one, and get this 10 minutes done and dusted and do a good job.
Dancing on a wire, reckless it seems. We found holes in these walls. We like what we saw. Seems so strong until it falls. The final.
I know I say this quite a lot, but I don't think I will have heaps of things to say about the journal pages in the next few videos, because they're very much the same. It's just me working in my journal, enjoying I sometimes enjoy it, I sometimes don't. I sometimes feel that I'm fighting against the clock, but it does help in the daily practice of journaling, and I think that's probably why I would recommend doing it every so often, maybe every couple of months if you're having a bit of a rut, putting a timer on yourself to just get some things done. Do a little bit of pre-planning, and when I mean pre-planning, I mean know what sort of elements you want to use. Paint the page a little bit if you want to. Don't use wet media. I think I feel like a broken record saying that, but I generally think if you have all those aspects on and happening, then you could definitely do this challenge with a lot of ease. Some days I did really well and some days I didn't do so well, and it also depends on how you're feeling mentally and if you want to journal. As obviously when I film these videos, there are days when I don't feel like journaling, and I think I spend a lot of time procrastinating on those days because you're waiting for inspiration to hit, and sometimes it does not want to show up. So definitely try this. I think you'll really enjoy it, or it'll really stress you out. It'll be one or the other, but I think everyone needs to give it a go to see and exactly what you can create in 10 minutes. And not all journal pages need to be a huge arduous task filled with tip-ins and drawings and everything. Sometimes it's just the most important parts of your day, or that one important thing that happened, and it doesn't have to be a whole spread like I'm doing. And I think by the end of the week, I generally was like, I don't want to make another spread. I want to fill out some of the spreads that I've already worked on, because I feel like I'm just creating pages for the sake of it, and that defeats the whole purpose of keeping a journal.
Then we were dancing on a wire. Yeah, we were dancing on a wire.
putting our life in boxes, erasing the memories so you won't notice. I'm taking the time to focus. You're by yourself, I'm by myself. Wish I could solve your problems. They're stuck on my wall like neon paintings, and I'm so tired of being honest to everyone but myself. I do it so well. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We gave it so many chances. When we saw the signs, we just kept dancing, and the nights always seemed so endless. Thought it would last, now it's in the past. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. And you I will always remember, when I'm dancing around with someone better. Until then I will pause forever. Keep taking my time through boxes and light. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. So good at trying, but we can't keep trying. We only end up on the wrong side of the mountain.
Alright, buzzer has gone, and I'm liking this spread a whole lot more than yesterday's. I think it just needs something here, like his little body. Which I was about to do, and then I got rudely interrupted by my timer. And then I might make it so that his body is like this, and then I can do like the scruffy marks, like his scrappy fur along here, and that still gives me a little bit of writing room on the side as well. Now, this is an old photograph. This is actually taken last year around this time, because on Sunday I'm heading to the Sydney Pen Show with the lovely Sian. Sam couldn't make it. It's her mama's birthday. So me and Sian are going on Sunday to the pen show, and this was actually taken at last year's pen show after we had gone to the show and then gone for breakfast. So it was kind of like a little sort of tip of the hat to, you know, memory's sake. And I loved the pen show last year. It was the first one ever, and I'm so glad that it was popular enough to go again. And hopefully as the years go on, it gets bigger and bigger, because it was quite small last year. But I think it's going to be quite amazing. My girlfriend Josie, who did the flower arrangements for my wedding, and who I actually met through the planning community when Filofaxes were massive, her and I, you know, instantly became friends, realized we lived close together, and have been friends ever since. She is the new and first supplier for Australia for Superior Labor. She recently went to Japan. It was the lovely lady that bought me some of my clips and things when she went, and she went to the actual factory and talked about being the first supplier, distributor or seller in Australia. I went to say Australia like an idiot then. So I'm so excited, and she's debuting at the Pen Show. So I'm so excited for her, and I can't wait to go along and support her. Her shipment only arrived yesterday, so it was cutting really close, but I'm really excited to see her grow, and her little shop is going to be online soon, so I'll leave her link down below, but I'm pretty sure the website just has a countdown on it at the moment, but I think that's like after the show, then her online store will sort of kick in. I think that's what's happening. I have to double check with her, but Strine & Co is going to be her little business, and I'm just really proud of her and excited to see what she does and what sort of collab she does with them, and what products she's going to bring in into Australia, because you know, we have to, as Aussies, we have to order online, and we have to order in America, and you know, Bangkuan, and some of the places like Wonder Pens, or there's another one like Nomad Store. One of them don't ship to Australia from memory, or if they do, you have to like email them separately, and the exchange rate is just in the crapper, so it's not fun. I really love these little flow pictures. I didn't get as many photographs as I wanted in, but I think that I would be inclined to put a couple of strands of ripped like paper here and sort of write along here, which I might do. Again, I'm 10 minutes is up, Courtney, and you're adding to the page. But these are the types of things that is fussy work, as what I would call them, and I would sit here and waste 100 years ripping up single strips of tea-dyed paper and putting them into my journal. But it's something that I think gives, because I've put down this photograph, or ripped up a piece of this image, I'm taking up quite a lot of space that could be used for writing. So I can put a little bit of writing, or like a little love note or something on these little strips of tea-dyed paper. Gee, I'm ripping that like a pleb. And I just think it gives it like a little, I don't know, it gives it something. But that is all today. If you've noticed, my nails have changed since my intro for today, and that is because I managed to slam my finger in a drawer as I was off camera, and I snapped one of my nails from the, what do you call it, underneath my acrylic nails. If you didn't already know, my nails are fake, and it was super painful, so I had to go get that fixed before I could start filming, because my finger was throbbing. So yeah, a little quick change aroo. But yeah, I think, oh, is that not going to stick because it's on washi tape? This was the washi tape that I got in the stationery selection box, the most recent one that had the pouch. So I finally broke it open. Really cute, and it kind of matches the thick one that I have of that little thing, the little bit that I had floating around forever and ever. But yeah, I think this is going to be really cute. I mean, I need to add a little bit of color and stuff, but that's for when I do the finishing off bits and pieces. But for 10 minutes, I think that's a really cute little bit and pieces. This is not going to stay. I'm going to have to rip it because it's going to drive me insane. I just think this one's a good one. I feel like this is a win. I like that he's peeking out. I did think about having him up here, but I don't think he needed it because I really like the brown hole of the tag. That kind of makes it a tag. I like this double-sided. There's still room for here to have some journaling. The photograph, I decided wouldn't look nice peeking out, so I made that part of the tip in. But yeah, this one I'm okay with, and I think maybe it's because it looks a bit more finished, a bit more completed than the train wreck we had happening yesterday. I'm still, if I hadn't done so much over here, I mean, I essentially could just chop, no, because it's stuck, it's really stuck. Let's just give over to the fact that it doesn't work. I mean, I am thinking about putting something here to make it a full-blown tip in, and you might see that. You might not. I don't know. I have to work it out. But I'm happy with this. This feels like a 10-minute and a bit win, and then you'll see how it all has filled out when you come to showing on the blog post the pages in a more completed state. Fingers crossed. Maybe not, because my sister's here now, so I'm spending all my time with her while I can. We'll see. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow for another 10 minutes.
Seems like forever since we've been together. Oh God, I miss you bad, and I read your letters and look at your pictures. Oh God, I miss you so bad. It's been so long, I know, but I'm finally coming home. Till then I'm dreaming of your heart, your eyes, our love. Darling, I can't wait till I see your face.
I really am apologizing in advance for not having my camera a bit more out, a bit more wide angle, especially with the sewing book. I do fix it up in the end, but I didn't realize that it was so focused in, and I wasn't sure if I was going to work on the double page itself or whether I was just going to work on the one side, but I feel like maybe I scroll it out. I'm not quite sure. I can't quite remember. I wasn't paying too much attention because I was watching my phone at the same time as I worked on this page, and this is one of the zine pages from the Johanna zine that I recommended to you guys, and have one copy to sort of cut up and chop up, and I loved the pages from our journal. I'm really glad that I got this book back out after so long, and I think that my style has changed so much. And I feel like I could really, from when I first did the YouTube videos, I feel like my style has just gone ahead in leaps and bounds, and I think that I could really make a cool version too of the sewing book journal. So I'm excited that I finally sort of brought it back out from the depths of the bookshelves, and I'm just slowly giving it a new lease on life. And I think that's what happens when you have old artwork in journals and you're not in love with it. You kind of just went, oh, well, I don't want to finish that journal because it's just filled with old crappy artwork. But I definitely think covering those pages up and adding newer collage elements and stuff that I know now that I didn't know back then is really helping this book come back to life. So I'm really happy about that. This 10-minute journal challenge has definitely helped get these pages have that little bit of a makeover. So yeah.
You had me at a low, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
You can ride all the blue. I wanna do what you want to.
We can leave and run away someday, someday.
I've been saving you. You save me too.
you, and you got me too. Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling, I love it when it's me and you, on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two. Hey, darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life. I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand.
I think I want to spend tomorrow's 10 minutes working in my sewing book journal, but working on pages I've already started in this challenge. And that's because I get to a certain point on pages and then I think the next day I'll change. But there are things that I want to do to the pages, and I think it'd be interesting to sort of get a few more finishing touches, but like a bit more in depth. This is all wet, so I tried to work around everything so that I didn't have to sit and dry everything. I'm like where it's going. Again, these pages are a conglomeration of my art and life and stuff. My sewing book journal has always been where art and life collide. So I have like sticker that came in the Happy Mail yesterday with my I have a postcard here as well, from the place where I got my big back patch for my jacket, but I just decided to not put the postcard in and just put the sticker in. And I probably should have put her on like something more meaningful than in my journal, but like on a tin or something, because it's a vinyl sticker. But I just thought it would look cute in here. It kind of matches, and considering I only had like this and these two elements on there, I've added paint, I've added sections where I've covered bits and pieces up where I can add journaling. I probably come in with some paint marker. Yesterday I just sort of doodled on some of my tip-in from yesterday, and I really like how that's come out. And those are the types of things. And I also like fixed up his little body. and added this little Polaroid that I had sort of floating around on my table. These are the sorts of things that I think I might work on in tomorrow's 10 minutes, because I feel like I would enjoy doing that than trying to push myself to create another page. I think that was what was the only part of the challenge that I wasn't in love with, was the fact that I was starting constant new pages and they were ending up not having any journaling on them. So I've got a whole heap of these pages that I've started and have slowly been working my way through adding journaling to them, but I didn't want to get so far ahead that I just have a whole heap of prepped pages and no journaling. So I kind of want to spend tomorrow's last 10-minute slot working on the pages that I've already sort of prepped, and in this journal, because I'm actually really enjoying where this is going, and because I've got so many ahead at the moment, like I've got so many sort of done stuff, I don't want to go any further in this journal. So I think I might just stick to playing around with the pages that I've already got sort of done, and it won't be the most innovative 10 minutes tomorrow. I know I've got so much on tomorrow that I kind of am just like, 10 minutes is literally all I've got at the moment. So I've got the kids home in the afternoon. So I've got, this is still wet, so I've got to be really careful. I did think about working on this page, but I'm not quite sure where I want this page to go. And then I've also got this sort of page again, and I've got this one that's all done. And so like this one still needs work on it as well. So I've got a few in the works pages, like here is all empty. So I think I want to work, I'll probably end up finishing either this one or the other one, or you know, jumping back and forward, but I want to add more to these pages because I like where they're going and I'm inspired by what they look like at the moment, and I want to chase that spark. I do need to dry this before I do anything else, because knowing me, I will put my hand in it or something ridiculous, or get one of my pencil cases, slap it on the top, and get paint everywhere. But that is today's 10 minutes, and I'm pretty happy with how this goes. This is 2 days in a row where I've been very happy with my 10 minutes. I didn't feel too rushed. I normally don't watch things when I have when I'm working, because I get a bit distracted, but today I was actually really enjoying the process of listening to someone gaming an Overwatch and working. It made me forget about how much time I had and just enjoyed the process. So I think that could be a little key tip for the 10-minute challenge. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, Inkies. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Today's the last day. It is Saturday morning. I've got my tea and I've done a little bit of a tidy up because this desk gets really messy when I'm doing constant days of filming. I'm gonna have to do a bit of maybe a video making my cover a little bit better. I think I might actually cover this up. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I definitely need to give the spine some love. Yeah, not seen better days. I am going to do my 10 minutes today on working on pages that are already started. So this is what I worked on yesterday. And I think I'm going to use some of my paint marker to pull some red into this side of the page. I did add this yesterday after I stopped filming. It was just floating on my desk that I'd printed for a journal page that just never made it. So a lot of the stuff that's sitting on my desk at the moment is stuff that hasn't made it onto journal pages. I've got a pile in front of me of bits and pieces. I've got some paint markers out because they tend to be what I like to use when I'm doing this sort of work. So I've got a lot of my Poscas to the side here. And I think I want to work on this page, and maybe I'm not quite sure if I want to put these leaves. This is the problem with this book because it's so big. Here, this is where I'm thinking of putting them, and I almost put them there yesterday, but I'm still unsure. And then I've also got this page that I could work on. Is that it? Maybe this one, because there's a spot here that I can work on. So just trying to figure it out. I did consider trying to make a nook in 10 minutes, but I don't think I want to put the pressure on myself to do that. And I don't know if a nook would fit into the crevices on these pages. Like it's just, I'd have to start a new page for a nook. I think I've got a lot of these green and red spots that are coming up that I'm going to have to cover up. This is very different to my other journal. This is more the paper of my first sewing book, but these couple of pages that have the color on them is, as you can see, shiny. So got to get through those few pages, and then we go to this matte paper, which is very similar to the actual paper in my old book. But yeah, the colored stuff, like this sort of stuff, is shiny, and you can see, so a lot of these pages get covered up because they repel a lot of the mediums. So I have been using quite a lot of paint and Posca markers and things because this colored stuff just doesn't like anything. It doesn't want to be friends with anything. So I am going to get started, because once I'm finished here, we're going to go out and take Boo to the shops. And I know she's getting ready because I can hear her to the left of me. So I am going to quickly get this 10 minutes over with today. Hubby is making a heck of a lot of noise doing some dishes, so I should go straight into speed, and I think that's pretty much all the chatting I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do my normal leaves that I like, because they seem to bring things together when I've got quite a few elements that are sort of separate. The leaves layering over several of the elements help them become more one. But I do need to get my timer out before I start. I'm watching a streamer on Facebook again. This is great. I watch people play Overwatch. That's how nerdy I am. So I will put my timer on and get started.
You and I, we met a Tuesday morning, sun high in the sky, and I felt free. You did your best and I ignored the warnings. Fair enough, I guess I didn't wanna see. I wanted an adventure,
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground. I hear the sound of empty streets. Yesterday has gone to sleep, so all that's left is you and me. I can't promise you're the only thing I see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream. Quiet voices in the night. Time is running out of sight. A lonely wind is passing by, tries to carry all the whispers that it finds. The walls are listening when we talk, making echoes as we walk. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream. Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. There's no one left but you and me. It's like a made-up place that only we can see.
Alright, I guess I didn't get a heap. I got indecisive. That's what happened. I got indecisive about where I wanted to take it because I was getting precious with the page because I was liking it for what it was. And when that happens, I tend to not want to add anything or change anything because I'm like, what if I make a mistake? And because I'm moving at such a fast rate, I then start second guessing everything. But it's so hard to get these giant pages into the frame. But I did manage to get some leaves on and add a little creature here and cover up some of this washi tape down here so that I can use it for journaling space because the washi tape is what's the word? Slick, waxy, can't write on it, so I use some of my paint marker, which the Poscas are matte. The Liquitex ones are not, so if I was to use a Liquitex one, it'd just be to make pretty things that I wouldn't want to draw or paint over top, whereas the Posca ones are matte, so they are really fabulous for writing over and drawing over and all that sort of stuff. I feel like I do these leaves way too much, but I just love how they look. and I love them layered over the top of things. So if you like something, do it over and over again. I say, if it doesn't hurt anyone, since I don't think any journaling could possibly hurt anyone, but I really love how they look in my journal pages, which is why I have so many of them. But yeah, the indecisiveness kind of took me out today, and I think I also have today we're going out with my sister, and so my brain isn't really on the task at hand. I'm kind of thinking, oh, everyone's waiting for me, blah 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 blah. So, and I couldn't decide whether I wanted to make this a tip-in over the top or not. It doesn't really suit, but I liked the look of the picture. I'm gonna have to find a new home for it. We'll see. But I think we're slowly regaining some love for my journal, for the sewing book journal. I think you might see this a bit more often. I kind of really like where it's going. I like that I'm slowly building some of these pages, and I think I'll probably do a YouTube video in the next couple of weeks on working on some of these pages so that they don't feel a bit left out. But this, I really like where this is going. I'm trying to think what else I would possibly do to it besides add my journaling. I'd probably use some bold numbers for the dates if I was to date anything. I did use the lovely pages from our journals from Johanna. I like that. But yeah, I probably put some like big bold black letters or black numbers probably up here or even in here for the journaling and stuff, and then I would pretty much be done with this page. But yeah, we're doing all right. I hope you enjoyed watching me work for 10 minutes a day every day for the past 6 days. Obviously the video is way longer than 30 minutes, but sometimes I really like to decompress after I've done everything, and sort of just, you know, a couple of the pages were wins. I think this week's been more wins than losses. Oh, it's wet paint. Damn it. That's what happens. That is what happens when you get too caught up chatting about your journals. But yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys do in your 10 minutes. There will be a post up in the Facebook group to see what you've created. I want to see what you've created in the 10 minutes. And would it be something that you'd put into practice? I'm glad you're enjoying looking at my sewing book journal. I think it may even rival the original. We shall see. We shall see. Have a wonderful weekend, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye! Before I go any further, I thought I'd just sort of give you before I go into speed, I should say, give you an idea about what sort of random stuff that I've collected for today's video. I don't know if everything's going to be used, but I wanted to make sure that I was like going the distance. So I've picked up all the things. The yellow in the PH Martins. I've got the color Spring Green, but you can see that it's a very yellowy green, so sort of semi-green gold. The green gold liquid acrylic, and also the yellow. So there's those. I've picked a couple of washies with the black and white. There's got florals on here, the yellow and black here. I didn't have any remotely green gold tapes. It's not really my favorite color.